I remember in college they were like, so you can take any of these like actual science classes, or you can take environmental science. And I was like, well, what's environmental science? Like, it's basically like an arts and crafts. I'm like, hell yeah, I'll absolutely build paper airplanes and drop jugs down like from the third story building. Why not?
Hell yeah.
Fucking stupid.
We went down to the creek and we made a dam today, and we learned how dams work. They
Wow.
stop water.
My bachelor's degree is the same equivalent of that of like a 2-year-old beaver. Congratulations.
I thought you were about to say a 2-year-old is like, I think pre-K starts at 3. I could be wrong.
A very advanced 2-year-old. A 2-year-old wise beyond their years.
Yeah, I've definitely seen this display at the Children's Science Museum in Houston.
Oh my God. Watching like the little, sons and daughters of oil executives. Just like, oh, one of you is going to be my new boss one day. This sucks.
No, see, you don't know that they're going to be really into the family business until they go to the ExxonMobil display at the regular science museum.
Oh, that's true.
Have all of the oil field drilling like assemblies there.
The propaganda video when
Yes,
they're
the
talking about like what the
machines.
best forms of energy are.
And then they
God.
have you like drive the machines and pick the pipe up and down and drill for oil. And
Oh my God. And they're like, see, this is good for the earth.
it's
Actually.
so good. Look, the Earth is.
It's called
is so happy
exfoliating
now.
the earth. You like that? It's acupuncture for the earth. That's actually what we're doing.
We had to release the pressure.
It's not toxic emissions. It's expelling them.
Yeah, by by releasing these chemicals in the atmosphere and thinning the ozone layer, it's actually sunning the Earth better. It's like when you have to go outside and get your daily sun. So does Mother Nature.
I really do like the idea because, like, what would be the worst mascot for oil drilling is just earthly acupuncture? Like, what would be the worst mascot in the world for that? Because, I mean, like, I automatically jump to something that's very problematic, but, people would probably look back on as being, like, cutesy and of another era, and then you find out that it actually came out in like 2013 or something.
Something like that. That'd be JP Sears. Also came out in 2013, and now is like a hyper conspiracy theorist.
Oh, perfect. That's the pipeline.
But did all those videos that was like against all the like weirdo hippies like doing stuff, and now just talks about how everyone's a beta soy cuck.
Oh, well, I mean, that's because everyone is, number one, of course.
That's
like,
true.
We can't.
Because we're making the earth too clean. You're a beta soy cuck if you don't breathe industrial revolution level smog every day.
It's basically a way for people who want to get that smoker's voice but hate the actual like taste of cigarettes to still get the same effect. That's the real reason. They're microdosing the fumes. That's what they want.
I hate the taste of cigarettes. Love to lick that fucking boot. Don't you know?
Psychic Dolphin Garage.
Hey everybody, welcome to another episode from the Psychic Dolphin Garage. I'm Zach, he, they.
I'm Kelton, he, him.
I'm CJ, he, they.
Hey, no, don't step on this for me, Zach. Okay, it's important. I know I said I was going to be off this episode, but I'm here, and I want to talk about an important issue that affects all three of us on a personal level, and that is Happy Black Women's Equal Pay Day, everyone. That's right, clapter. That's what we need, because we are fighting to have people like Kamala Harris make just as much as Joe Biden. That's what we need in society. That's what we want. We stand a queen. No, that's good. That's good. That's a good.
Kamala Harris. I support Kamala Harris. Glory to her regime forever.
May she
and ever. Amen.
May she seriously stare at the live news from her private jet for the rest of her reign.
She watched the Queen die from up there. Okay,
She called it in.
Joe, I've got bad news. It's bad news, Joe. I'm live here from literally directly over Buckingham Palace.
I do love the idea of Joe Biden because remember all the memes that were talking about how he's Catholic. And he's like, yes, my liege. The usurper from Windsor Castle has been dealt with.
I cannot. Not the Catholic Joe Biden. Catholic Dark Brandon.
Oh my God! When all the fucking Deuce Volt shitheads finally get back together and we start some other like Catholic conflict where we're storming the beaches in England.
Is that what we want? We want to do Battle of 1066, but all over again.
Hopefully, like their strongest warrior is dead. Now's the time to attack, right?
The Battle of Normandy's nuts. I think that's what we could call it.
Stop.
Just dunking on the French relentlessly.
William the Conquer Queer, I think, is what we could.
Conquer. Oh.
It's great. It's great. I mean, the Queen is still dead, so it's still funny. You know, it only gets awkward if she comes back, and then we're like, "Oh man, I gotta take back a lot of things."
So
I'm so sorry.
It's not official position of the podcast that the Queen can suck my left nut. That was never an official stance that we had.
No. How about Meghan Markle being paid as much as the Queen for Black Women's Equal Pay Day? Can we do that? Can that be like my two issues? Because that won't seem performative at all. If I'm like, happy Black Women's Equal Pay Day, and then photos of Kamala Harris and Meghan Markle, like those are my 2 points of reference.
Average liberal brain, honestly.
Yeah.
Speaking of average,
Zach, you did not tell me that I was going to be sharing a podcast with an average lib.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I will put my Ruth Bader Ginsburg in blackface poster down.
I feel lied to. I feel betrayed.
Look, we have perspective on this podcast, CJ. Okay, we run the gamut of white men here, and keeping in line with that, we do definitely have to talk about how good it is that Starbucks is finally ending COVID benefits because COVID is over, right?
Oh God.
I mean, it's finally over. You know, it's really over if woke corporations like Starbucks are even admitting that it's over. Head of Starbucks and potential future labor secretary has declared COVID over.
I had COVID and I got over it, so that means that it's over for everyone.
Of course.
That's how it works, yeah.
No. See, when you texted me, it's over, it's all over at 3 a.m. that one night. I didn't think you were talking about COVID, Zach. I'm sorry. I was
never called me back, Kelton. Kelton, why didn't you call me back?
I just thought that
you
it was
saw
bad.
The text message. It said red.
I just thought that you realized you missed the fantasy football waiver deadline, and you were like, "Fuck!"
I did. I really did.
What do you mean it's not daily? What is this bullshit?
Oh my God.
But yeah, Starbucks sucks.
Yeah.
If only we had a guest that could talk about on a personal level how this sucks. Oh, that would be so useful.
I wonder where you're going to find such a person, because it surely ain't me. I love Starbucks. I worship the ground Uncle Howie walks on. I live for taking espresso shots every second of every day of my life.
God damn.
Some snippets from the floor that you say when your employees consider unionizing, just little snippets that you use to encourage them to not unionize because it's so bad.
Oh, yeah. I mean, well, because we have, like, the best benefits package in the customer service industry, including our COVID benefits, healthcare, and free college education for all of our workers. Oh, wait. Starbucks is now trying to claim COVID benefits were never actually benefits, and therefore they can take them away from my union shop while also denying us benefits because they can't make unilateral changes.
Interesting how they can't make unilateral changes, but they can take away things.
Yeah, apparently they can take away things. They can unilaterally change their COVID benefits because those don't count. Those aren't real benefits, of course.
And it isn't like Starbucks has like increased benefits to non-unionized stores in retaliation, right? Because that would just seem like a blatant attempt to try and squash something.
Yeah, no, they definitely didn't. In the same announcement where they told us they were taking away COVID benefits, announced that they were going to finally start letting people tip with credit cards in the store, but that wasn't going to apply to union shops because they can't make those kind of unilateral benefits changes.
Fuck. All right, CJ, this is what it is. You start poisoning the pumpkin spice lattes. That's the only thing. Everyone goes back to work, but then one day it's just, the sleeper cell agent opens up, and then the Ugg boot army decides to stomp their plastic boot heels into the Starbucks corporate offices.
Oh, God, I wish. Yeah,
when they start dropping, then, some other, those benefits will start dropping hot, and your benefits
well,
stock price something.
It's crazy when credit card tipping is considered a benefit to employees, but catastrophe pay for getting sick with COVID is not a benefit.
Yeah, we'll allow you to you're allowed to have tips. You can accept tips from people's credit cards, maybe. Except if you're unionized, because you know what? That's a benefit, is getting tips, and definitely not a way for us to drive down real wages by forcing the customers to pay your wages.
Yeah,
but the wages are so high. Drink, sorry. Yeah.
Oh God, do you know how expensive corn syrup is in this country?
I don't know. It makes up 10% of the gasoline in my vehicle. So,
let's check the live price of corn pearls.
Are we seriously checking out corn stocks right now?
We're gonna look at a 5-year
corn stocks.
Do
you get it? Do you get it, Dennis? Make sure that my joke goes over.
I cannot.
This is the hard-hitting journalism people have come to expect from PDG. I wonder how much corn costs these days.
God. Yeah. So thank you, Starbucks, for pushing the American worker experience ever onward and upward as the best benefits in the industry. You're really maintaining your cutting edge out there. So congrats.
So first, you make me share a podcast with a typical lib, and now I have to talk about a typical lib company too. Like, what is this?
About tipping, no less. So,
a tipping lib. Yes.
No. I'm not a tipping lib. Please, no. Come on, no. That was a $6 drink, and I don't believe that these workers are human beings.
Do you think that those MAGA socialists really are going to be tipping you?
Not the MAGA socialists.
Like, we didn't make fun of Pat Sock enough that then now there's MAGA socialists, and this is just the world in which we live on, of where guys on computers tell like other guys on computers what the real world is like and like how society actually functions, and then also asking for things like please drop V-Bucks in chat or whatever the fuck. I don't know Twitch. Zach, explain Twitch.
We have to talk about Twitch because the one of the Twitch houses that's in Austin, Texas.
No. No explanations here. No.
We're not explaining.
You give the full sentence of all of the drama, and then CJ and I will dissect what we don't understand.
Exactly. It's perfect. Hang on. Let me make sure I've got this Twitter thread in front of me right now.
So, Ms. Kiff is one of the big streamers that is pushing for Twitch to ban gambling on their platform, which should be good. Twitch actually has an update that says they will be banning prohibit sharing links or referral codes to all sites that include slots, roulette, or dice games, and games that aren't licensed in the U.S. or other jurisdictions that provide sufficient consumer protection. They list some of the sites. They say they're going to allow websites to focus on sports betting, fantasy sports, and poker, and they're going to keep updating this policy as they go.
Well, I'm glad cool. FanDuel and DraftKings lobby has not affected Twitch whatsoever. Thank God.
I'm glad that we've gotten rid of gambling. What's that? We haven't. We've just gotten rid of like shady sites that streamers use to scam viewers and scam money out of viewers. So Mizkif is like one of these individuals that is like pushing to have Twitch ban this stuff. And there are some other individuals. Trainwrecks TV is like one of the people that does a lot of the gambling stuff. Trainwrecks TV, XQC, and a couple other streamers do a lot of gambling on stream recently because it got pretty big.
And gambling, you're talking about like slot machine style stuff.
Literally slot machines, and literally these companies will just give them like accounts. Then they'll
and people didn't think that this was a scam. People watching.
So the streamers get money for sending people to the gambling websites. That's how it works.
And the gambling websites don't have any motivation to tilt things in favor of the streamers.
Yeah,
to incentivize people to show up. Huh. Okay. No, this seems like a stable and like not at all a scam thing. I mean, which of these ones is a Nigerian prince? And
so Trainwrecks TV comes out swinging. Apparently, tweets at Mizkif, tweets some stuff out about how they're gonna try to get people banned off Twitch.
Okay.
When they're the ones that are railroading, blackmailing streamers, covering up sexual assaults, and orchestrating the cover-ups for their friends.
So two scammers are in a feud with each other, and one of them was like
Trainwrecks is like one of the more like running maybe some of the shadier scammer stuff, and then just comes out and is like, I'm gonna pull out dirty laundry from other people that didn't ask to be involved in this, and just like make this about how you cover up sexual assault.
Does the streamer understand that this is not like a law office? This is not like a police station. This isn't like a plea bargain type situation where it's like no. Like I'll tell you all about this other stuff if you just please let me keep my channel so I can stream more.
To be a micro celebrity, you have to have a micro brain.
I mean, there's a lot of other micro things you probably also have to have.
That's true. It's Mizkif is part of OTK. OTK is an Austin, Texas based organization that has like Asmongold, it has Imaru, it has
what does OTK stands for?
You're saying a lot of words right
One
now?
True King. Is this a Christian organization? Because it sounds like it. Based in Austin, Texas. It's like, and all of our streams are sponsored by Hillsong Church. We can't wait to watch the new Chris Pratt movie.
I would die. No. Offline TV is more of the like cozy streamer house, and One True King's OTK is like edgier streamers.
Oh, great edgy streams in 2022.
Don't worry, everyone has posted the like 2017 clips of Mizkif saying the N-word already. Like we've been through it.
Oh,
okay. So this person's already been canceled once.
Oh no! A streamer said the N-word. This is a unique storyline.
An edgy streamer with like trash vibes. Definitely, we already knew that Miz said like used the N-word as a child.
Yeah. Okay. And now it comes out about sexual assault allegations.
Now it's like, oh, and Mizkif, helped cover up sexual assault allegations. Y'all remember Call Me Carson? Do y'all remember Call Me Carson?
No.
I never knew of this person, so I couldn't have forgotten them.
Call Me Carson.
Is this person?
Call Me Carson is a Minecraft streamer that was like messaging underage girls.
You had that assumption when you said Minecraft streamer.
No, like that.
And Mizkif was one of the people that still hung out with Call Me Carson even after all that stuff came out.
Well, boys got to hang out with boys, and by that I mean not your boys, but like actual children. That's why I say boys.
Again, all this micro celebrity stuff is so interesting, and it's
interesting. No, it is interesting, but like need to have like a psychological analysis done at what sort of like brain rot and warping exists to create this kind of person, and less of like the macabre, like, haha, isn't this kind of fucked? Because it's like, no, like these are like dime store dick bags that just have a bunch of followers online.
Absolutely, and like the type of person that ends up being this successful has to be a little bit of a scumbag, I think, because you're like it's an economy of attention, and you're trying to get all this attention, but then watching it go from like they just did their Camp Canut, where they did like a fitness camp, and they got a bunch of views, and then now all of a sudden there's just an insane amount of not drama, an insane amount of conflict that is just coming out of all these people now hanging out together and having this much more attention on them.
And that creates more content, and then that creates an upward cycle. Yeah, no, I mean, like, it is fascinating to see the tactics of RuPaul's Drag Race and Real Housewives coming to fruition among the Twitch streamers, because, God, we are a stupid people. Like, this is...
It's Jersey Shore, but this one's in Austin, Texas.
At least Jersey Shore had like competent producers that they were like, yeah, we're gonna get all these people super fucked. It is like I guess like the raw footage of Jersey Shore with like no actual,
there's no story. It's literally every reality TV show, but with no storyline.
Yeah, that sounds like the worst thing.
So just reality TV shows.
No, you take that. No, CJ, reality TV shows, the star are never the people on it. It is always the editors that are like weaving things in. Like, again, that's why I watch reality TV, because I'm like, oh, you psychologically have like broken a person down to where like they will act this way on camera because they think like this is the right way in this context, or you've pulled like this audio clip out of context and then made that seem incredibly damning. Blah blah blah. It's truly wonderful.
It's great to see what is possible with enough time and money that you can pay someone to act foolish on television.
I'm just saying that editors really are like the underappreciated people in all of this. Thank you again, Dennis. Really appreciate
Yes, thank you, Dennis. Everything that you do makes this podcast wonderful, and we couldn't do it without you. It's the only thing that's going to stay in for all
We are the dancing monkeys that you turn into a decent podcast. So thank you.
Dennis has psychologically broken you down.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
We're like, we don't even want like 60,000 followers, because like that would suck. That would be so bad. Not that like deep down it's like, this is it. This would be my ticket. Finally, the vindication that I've been looking for. I say vindication. I probably meant validation. I don't know.
Well,
Regardless,
I was right this whole time about everything. Not having listened to the actual podcast in 3 years, because I just assumed that Dennis makes me sound like I'm right and not wrong all the time. I don't even know what my character is in this podcast. God damn it!
What are ironic follows? I don't understand. What is hate watching? I don't. Oh no! Who am I?
I'm glad that the drama is in Texas this week, because normally we would talk about what our Brooklyn or LA celebrities. What's happening with the rest of?
They're exporting. They're all coming to Austin. Austin is basically now like no longer Texas, because it is just all the transfers from New York and LA. So
don't worry, Fort Worth is next.
Great. I can't wait for them to start calling the Cowtown Stockyards and be like, what's happening here? This place sucks. Like, whatever. I'm like, the barbecue is getting gentrified here, and that's like something where I'm like, I mean, yeah, I guess technically I moved to Fort Worth, but like I moved from Houston, which is marginally better than these other cities. I like to think so, but anyway, the food scene is changing, but it's nothing compared to the food scene that exists in California, in California, where automation has fully taken over here. Did y'all see that the viral video that was circulating around about the food delivery robot? Did you see what it did?
Yes, I have now.
Yes. Food delivery robot. I'm going to set the scene here. There was like a brutal crime that happened. They've taped off, the yellow caution tape. They're trying to do their whole like Law and Order type scene that's taking place with the cops gathering evidence, and then bulldozing right through the crime scene is a food delivery robot that just keeps driving through too, dragging stuff along. Oh, it's so good.
Oh my god, my favorite part of the clip was when it starts approaching the yellow tape, and that one guy just instinctively holds it up so that the robot can pass through without like any problem.
He had a badge. What am I supposed to do? This is our newest detective.
He's just like, yeah, this is normal. Here, little guy.
His name is
through.
Detective Dash. Detective Door Dash. Yes, thank you.
I
All
can't.
right, that's
I
a wrap.
can't.
Go
I
ahead
can't.
and end it there. It's over. You can catch the rest on Patreon. Thanks.
I can't wait for this to just be a regular thing that they're trying to like treat someone on the ground and the robot just like rolls up and stops. They're just like dragging a body out of the way. Because otherwise, DoorDash is going to know. They have it on camera. They're going to sue LAPD for making their delivery late.
Robot is aiding and abetting a crime just so it can make its delivery times.
It's like the dumb shootout, the robbers in the bank, and the cops are outside, and they all stop. Whoa! Robot. Don't shoot it. That thing costs $100,000 fucking dollars.
In D&D, it's called a short rest.
Again. It's called a short rest. So that's how it works in real life. Okay, I never quite understood the concept of like pausing the combat to take a short rest, but I get it.
I hadn't gotten it until just this second.
I do look forward, though, to see like what other delivery robots are going to get involved with things, because, you know, like they can get in the way of crime scenes. What's to stop them from getting in the way of pretty much every other aspect of life? Like our robot DoorDash carrier is going to just, you know, start crowding into elevators at the same time. Are those elevators going to be run by DoorDash? I mean, who knows?
Look,
who knows?
I welcome the robot racism that we've watched in movies our whole lives, and now we get to finally experience it.
Oh yeah, it's really gonna get pretty nasty. Like we're gonna develop some.
You, if robots have more rights than me, I will shit everywhere. I will dookie on everything.
Again,
okay?
White guys, that's never gonna be a problem for us. Like, I would love for it to be a problem for us. Don't get me wrong. I would love to be afraid that a robot is somehow going to be more valuable as a societal tier than, you know, my particular group. But
don't worry, they will be soon. As soon as places like Arizona run completely out of water, the only thing allowed to move around downtown at noon is going to be the robots.
Robots running on corn syrup is going to be the only thing.
Officially in Arizona, Phoenix won't require residents to conserve water yet, fearing that the action wouldn't actually benefit the Colorado River and instead would be diverted to other states struggling with drought.
Yeah, because there's too little water to go around. This is fine. We're just starting to ration things like water in the West, but it's okay. Literally,
if we leave too much in the river, then California will use it. So
yeah, there are parents in Arizona that are like, you better wash your teeth for 5 minutes. Wash your teeth, brush your teeth for 5 minutes. Don't you know there are thirsty Californians that would kill you for this opportunity?
Help.
with all the conservatives that have moved to Colorado, it's definitely the thirsty Californians.
I do wonder, like, what is going to come about of this, because it's still, I understand that it is like it's a different thing, but the fact that California as a state that's right by the ocean, is talking about how they're just running out of water. Like, there's no way to just turn salt water into fresh water. There's no generation plant or something like that we could invest in on like a state level infrastructure.
As good as oil is for the environment, it would be really bad to use that oil to turn salt water into fresh water. And we definitely can't put nuclear plants in. For 100% cannot put nuclear plants in.
No. You certainly can't do that in California.
Oil and salt are the two things that are bad for your heart. And they just don't mix.
a deep fryer oven being like, this is how we will separate the salt water from regular water.
Yeah, it's not like desalination plants could just be built like in with a nuclear facility, and then we could just power the whole country off of nuclear and also desalinate a bunch of ocean water. That doesn't sound feasible to me.
If we get rid of all of the salt, where does the salt go, huh? In the sky, the salt mines. What are we supposed to do? Create like elaborate sculptures made out of salt, maybe sell them to some non-denominational churches at an incredible markup of some kind, so that way then they want to try and fund the desalinization effort, huh? I'm just spitballing here.
Our landfills are full of plastic. Where's the fucking salt supposed to go?
At this time, we'd like to thank all of our patrons for their continued support of the show. Y'all helped turn the Psychic Dolphin Garage into a Psychic Dolphin home. Specifically, we wanted to thank Scott, Tim, Frater LVD, Jorge, Rufus, not a mole rat, Eli, Melwin, Dr. Sophia, Olive Lotion Wizard, Alex, Lizzie, Broops, ASM Marxist, Dylan, Kira, Cody, Comrade Kometka, Nicole, Pizza Paws, Ian, Knightley, Drew, CJ, Jacob, Philip, and the Humidifier. Now, if you want to give us a couple bucks a month and listen to an extra bonus episode every week, head on over to patreon.com/Psychic Dolphin Garage. Thanks.
All right. Well, here's our big story of the week. What is the one big thing that's going to stick with us that we're going to learn lessons from for days to come?
It's how to get a free vacation. That's my lesson. That's what I learned.
They call you and they say that there's a timeshare, and they want to give you a pitch for the timeshare. In exchange for the timeshare pitch, they're going to give you tickets for a cruise. You say yes. You go to that 3-day timeshare meeting where they have one box of cookies that they share between all 30 of you.
This is literally how my family took vacations every year.
That's dedication.
If you scam the scammers and you can like look at someone dead in the face and be like, I don't care. Where are my tickets? Give me my golf clubs. Give me my golf clubs before I beat you to death with these other golf clubs I got at the last speaking function. Guess what, kids? I traded golf clubs for cruise tickets. Who's winning now? Not that guy. He has a putter halfway into his skull.
That's a good putter. Well, it lived a happy life. All right.
This cruise goes to countries with only non-extradition agreements with the United States. It's the best cruise line in the world.
Thank God, too. Well, nothing quite as good as that happened this week. This is a really... this story... Like, I kept reading it, and I kept not wanting to have to keep reading it.
But new developments happen every day, so...
It hurts inside. Ron DeSantis apparently pulled a stunt. He used Florida tax dollars to fly a plane full of migrants from Texas to Martha's Vineyard.
Hell yeah, brother. Give him that vacation.
We all know what Martha's Vineyard is, right?
Yeah, it's that shirt company, right? Martha's Vineyard's Vines, right?
That's pretty close. It's pretty close. It is an island in the Massachusetts, just south of Cape Cod. I'm 90% sure that that's the place where like Mark Zuckerberg and Jeff Bezos and Obama all have houses there because that's like the rich people vacation island.
Yeah, imagine like a suburb.
It's nothing like the Little St. James Island. There's not a temple on in Martha's Vineyard. Nothing to worry about.
There probably might be, but like an actual temple, not
Can
like.
you prove it? Can you prove it? Can you prove it? Didn't think so. Everything's cool in Martha's Vineyard, so it's really uncool of DeSantis to just fly a bunch of dirty migrants up there.
How could they? How could Ron DeSantis, from just the famous line, "Ron for something," I believe is what his campaign slogan was. But
Please shut the fuck up. That's not that what it was? I'm gonna kill myself. I'm for something. Run for something?
Ron, comma, for something? Ron, yeah?
I'm running for something. I think it's the governorship. I did a lot of cocaine last night.
I sent how many people where? Oh my God. I said that as a joke. I was being sarcastic. I didn't mean that you use state tax dollars to illegally traffic people across state lines.
This is 100% trafficking. This is fucking Al Capone levels of stupid. Okay? If Ron DeSantis spent Florida tax dollars to transport individuals from Texas to Martha's Vineyard, that's fucking weird, first of all, that the Florida governor is... Why not send people from Florida to Martha's Vineyard? Anyways...
It's almost like, they knew that there would be a certain issue kicking right back.
Yeah, there is a class action lawsuit now. Not from the individuals of, the residents of Martha's Vineyard. Apparently, the individuals that were flown to Martha's Vineyard, they're all migrants. They were given misleading information.
They were given brochures.
Assistance.
This is not misleading information. It wasn't like
services. Sorry, they were not just told by a salesperson. They had they were.
It was an 8-week job training and placement program where then they would get income and food assistance, which I posit to pretty much anyone who's like, look at those immigrants doing blah blah blah. Like, how many people would turn down if you didn't have a job, and if you weren't exactly sold on one particular area? If someone was like, hey, want to go work in Massachusetts? We'll give you 8 weeks worth of wages and also food and housing as you get started. Yeah, that seems like a pretty fucking good deal. Like, it's bizarre that anyone would go, well, why on earth would they possibly accept that?
These are legal migrants as well. They did not go round up people coming through the Texas border. These are people that live in the United States legally, but have migrated here.
Someone crosses the border from Mexico to Texas, and then there's Border Patrol agents that hand them a brochure and drive them to an airport.
Also, the discrimination that I'm pretty sure that these are all like Central or South American individuals, and not hello, a nice German immigrant. Someone that came over from France.
There's one really dark skinned guy from Sicily who just got mixed up in it. Real swarthy looking bastard.
Oh God.
Oh my God.
There's untold amounts of planning that went into this to make it look like one thing, but it's just tripping over your own feet and into a fucking vat of acid. I don't know.
Yeah, because this is probably one of the stupidest, most coked up plans anyone has ever had.
Absolutely. Out of all the, which that's the legacy that Ron DeSantis is chasing.
I mean, he's supposed to be smarter than this, though. He's supposed to be the Republican Pete Buttigieg kind of vibe, and this is. I mean, I guess this is one of the most Republican version of Pete Buttigieg kind of plans that would ever be done.
15 migrants, mostly Venezuelan.
Okay.
Totally, completely
migrants fleeing the communist regime over there. Huh?
Oh yeah, sorry, I forgot to insert that footnote.
I thought these were the people that we wanted in this country, the people that were trying to escape all that communism over
Apparently,
there.
There is a Massachusetts refugee resettlement program, and this brochure literally used language from that.
Almost I don't know, they were then deciding to impersonate a real organization.
Impersonation, trafficking, moving people across borders with misleading information. The Florida officials' conduct discriminates on the basis of alienage and deprives them of the equal protection of laws under the 14th Amendment.
I mean, that's why you stop reading after the 13th. You rage quit after that. You're like, oh, well, if we're going to let this exist, then I'm not even going to bother with the rest.
Here's the nice lawyer speak. Defendants' actions not only offend all notions of fairness, but they also stripped plaintiffs of their basic human dignity in violation of due process.
No one should have to go to Martha's Vineyard with less than $10,000 on them. To subject someone to go and attend Martha's Vineyard without that much cash on hand is ridiculous.
There was a consent form for the flight. It's
Okay.
a voluntary program. They had them sign actual release forms.
Yeah, and I wonder,
what the
were they
fuck?
blank release forms? Did the release forms say the name of the organization? Did the release forms, I don't know, hint at then what the agreement was, kind of a thing?
Official consent to transport. I blank born on blank agree to be transported by the benefactor or as designated representatives to locations outside of Texas locations in sanctuary states. This is the most obtuse consent form. It doesn't actually say anything.
But I guarantee you, it's like what a dumb guy thinks of how the law actually works. They're like, well, they signed a form, so then there's no legal action that can be done.
They consented to it. How
what
were
are you
they
talking about? They consented under false pretenses, and then also the agreement was nullified by the fact that it wasn't actually, being taken to play. Whatever. Again, it's very much like well, if you didn't like it, you shouldn't have signed it. Okay, guy, explain how the rest of the world works. Explain speed limits to me, please. I would love to know how that operates in that guy's brain.
Well, don't worry. Big Brain DeSantis has said that these are just the beginning efforts.
Next time we're going to do 60 people.
We've got an infrastructure in place now. There's going to be a lot more that's happening. Florida has set aside $12 million to relocate migrants from the state. These weren't even from Florida. They would use every penny of the money to protect Florida. The money covered the cost of buses and will cover likely more flights.
Where are they wanting to bus them to? Martha's Vineyard again?
I mean, I think that was one time only.
I mean, we can't afford that. No, we got the publicity from that. Come on.
No. DeSantis disputed the claim on Friday, saying the family signed a waiver to participate. Again, dumb guy who really understands the law real good.
Again, the dude
it's
fucking...
obvious that's where they were going, DeSantis said. He added, it's all voluntary.
Yes, it's obvious that that's where they were going. Under what pretext? Under what assumption were they going there?
DeSantis joins Texas Governor Greg Abbott in the controversial practice that's an apparent response to President Biden's immigration policies. So DeSantis and Abbott were in the room together planning this?
I mean, again, leaders of two states conspiring to do something involving putting a trafficked group of people across the country.
DeSantis said...
completely unreasonable. Would never happen here.
Well, they're sending migrants to sanctuary jurisdictions, including an immigrant-friendly designation that many Democratic-leaning cities and states adopted during former President Trump's tenure.
Yeah, and I'm sure that all these Democratic cities are absolutely, freaking the fuck out about it. Instead of, I don't know, looking at the world's easiest layup on a golden platter leading into the midterms to show an ounce of human dignity and empathy, and then win, I don't know, how many dozens of thousands of votes is this going to generate in terms of goodwill? This is a bad just strategy move on the Republicans' part, because if you're involving Florida, Texas, and Massachusetts in this...
The sanctuary cities that Abbott has been busing migrants to are Washington, D.C., New York, and Chicago.
Oh, well, Washington, D.C. can't vote, so that's actually a good strategic move on that point. Until statehood.
But if your program is well, see, we're going to take these individuals that are a problem in our jurisdiction and we're going to make them other people's problems, and they're really going to hate that. You do this thing where you make yourself the bad guy, and suddenly people are mad at you because it's hey, you could just
I'm not saying, by the
way, have all these people that are like moving to America to seek opportunity. Is it because we interfered with the sociopolitical makeup of their own countries, and they're fleeing here because all those countries are war torn now?
No, shut up! Don't think about it. Stop.
Sorry.
Nerd.
These are people that are coming here to start a new life. Like, why wouldn't you? You literally talk about how Tesla and Amazon are like so big here. Tesla's opening like a gigafactory. Just like, I don't know. There's the people that you can train to be skilled workers and make good money in the Tesla factory. Like, you can just recreate what Ford did, like the original, like,
what? Hold on. What?
The original like industrial revolution.
Henry Ford, known champion of workers' rights.
Known champion of workers' rights. Look,
one got exploited there. Anyway, what was that about that chicken factory in Wyoming that was like keeping immigrants as slaves because they were forcibly living there? What? Yeah. What about that? Again,
there's a rich history here with Republicans and factories, is all I'm saying.
Yeah, you know what? I think you're right. What I think should exist is all those abandoned, quote unquote, towns in the Rust Belt. That's where I think Martha's Vineyard should then ship people to. And then, all those super rich assholes could be like, I guess I'll spend this tiny fraction that could only get me just a measly condo in Martha's Vineyard and buy up this 16 by 16 block in Western Pennsylvania.
And then build massive apartments on it. Like, you could spend $50 million and build out a city.
I just, again, it seems very funny to me.
You could build Jeff Bezos, North Dakota.
Oh, no, let's not. Again, I'm very worried about the slave chicken camps that are going to exist if people are like put in the middle of absolute nowhere. Like, this seems very bad. This is like right on par with the why don't you go work in Alaska? Come on, just move to Alaska and work there. You'll totally make $25 an hour shucking clams or whatever the fuck they have you do. No,
only 25. I feel like you have to be offering like 50 an hour, because then it evens out to 25 because you can't work for half the year because.
Oh no! I mean, you'll still work, but it's just a different kind of thing.
God, yeah,
that's what's called blood harvesting season, Zach.
Anyways, I can't wait for nothing to come out of this because like the Democrats are scared to absolutely body the Republicans here. Like, this is
not for nothing, but to give people a frame of reference, when Zach and I were but wee little babes, Texas was a completely democratically controlled state. So to give like a frame of reference for like the policy points, and I say this to kind of tie in with like how a pendulum swing can happen when you have states trying to enact these kinds of policies and do like these level of political stunts and offering up things. If the Democrats don't jump on this, then there's absolutely no baseline salvation for them as a party, which is what we've been saying. Like, this is their chance. I didn't think they would get this kind of a chance, but like, this is it right here.
The Democrats are playing T-ball and they think that they're in the big leagues.
Oh, absolutely. They're like, oh, look at us. We finally outsmarted the man who decided to human traffic 50 people and also decided to make abortions in the case of rape and incest illegal. Oh, how are we going to defeat this brilliant political juggernaut? In Texas. Oh, if only there was a way.
Ron for something? Oh, God, he's for something. What do we have? We don't even have anything that we're for. Fucking, again, Al Capone levels of stupid. Like,
we have bet O for 3, I think, is what I'm going to call it.
Oh, bet O for 3. That's so good. I don't know what I hope if you don't tell your weirdo conservative friends about
please
that.
don't.
That's
No,
too good.
please don't bond with your conservative friends mocking Beto O'Rourke for this. He desperately wants to run for president again. We can't shoot him in the foot like this.
Let the man run. He won't make it. He's about a mile short of a marathon, but he wants to do it anyways. Oh, God. Yeah. Literally, they got Al Capone for his fucking property taxes. If they don't at least nail DeSantis with some fucking human trafficking or some bullshit, it's just failures. As individuals, they should be ashamed to consider themselves learned in any capacity.
Yeah, it's true. But if people want to consider themselves learned, huh?
That's pretty good, There's nothing more important than book learning, and this podcast is where you get that from.
That's right. Audiobooks only available on solid platforms not owned by Bezos, like Audible. Or YouTube books are a thing, right?
YouTube books.
They have audiobooks, I'm sure.
iHeart Books is that
Okay.
is that their next play? They go
Yeah.
from iHeartRadio to iHeart Books.
Oh my God! Please don't throw that on me. I can't.
iHeart Tablets. It's their iHeart Tablet.
Yeah. What bullshit apps are people going to be scrolling through trying to impress their Starbucks dates on? Huh? Let's try. Oh, me? No. Oh, I've listened to so many of the great works of authors. Why do I only listen to the books with celebrity voice actors reading them? Because I'm a baby. That's why. I need a comforting voice to help me go into sleepy pie time. Otherwise, the night terrors sink in.
The poor guy that the only thing that he knows about consuming media is that he likes Quentin Tarantino. And he's listened to those three audiobooks that Quentin Tarantino read so many times.
He's
Terrible every time, but it's the only one he knows.
He's like, I just think it's really cool how he's like a white director willing to say the N-word. Oh, no, you don't think that's cool? I'm sorry, I misspoke. I really put my own foot in my mouth. My hot foot in my mouth. It's so good. 5 wiggly little piggies in my mouth.
Hi.
All right. Don't worry. This and more content you can get from us when you subscribe at patreon.com/psychicdolphingarage. Please ask us questions so we don't have to talk about directors' known fetishes again.
If one foot wasn't enough for you, subscribe to our Patreon for the other one.
That's right. CJ, do you have anything that you'd like to plug before we get the fuck out of here?
No, do not ever contact me on the internet ever.
Okay, perfect. All right. We hope y'all have a wonderful week, and we will see the rest of you on the Patreon.
Bye.